But the first time I paddled around Phuket Island on the stand-up, I'd only ever been on a stand-up for 3 hours before in my life, and here I was about to paddle around this island, 150 k's. And on the second day, all this smog come over from the fires from the trees in Indonesia. So I could only see probably 100 metres in front of me, and that was it, sometimes even 50. It's just really thick. And, I paddled through and I had to really just shallow breathe because every time I took a deep breath, I'd throw up in the water. So I'd have just shallow breathe and, I wasn't going to stop just because that was going on. I just had to deal with it and face it and just keep moving. And I came around on the East Coast and I remember seeing this Scottish guy on a ship, and I said, "Oh, mate, I'm going to Rawai. Should I go around this island or should I cut through?" And he goes, "Oh, no, go around the island." That's right, eh? So I paddle around this island and, sort of vagued out a bit, paddling along, and I look back and I was like, where's the island? Where's the land? Where's anything at all? I was just in the ocean. I couldn't see anything at all.
No bearings.
No bearings at all. So I was just sitting there.
Whoa.
I sat there for a bit and I was thinking, I shouldn't sit here because I didn't even know if my board was turning because I had no way to gauge where I was. So I kind of just looked at the tiniest bit of swell line that was coming in and thought, oh, well, that must be coming from the open ocean part, and just started paddling in one direction. And I must have paddled, 30, 45 minutes without seeing any bit of land, not knowing if I was heading out to sea or going into land.
Bush once.
And,
I did that once in the bush and panic. I could imagine exactly what you mean. I remember going, oh no, what have I done? Where's the fence line? I was following a fence line. Yeah. Turned around and then within an instant, my man compass. I reckon every bloke's got a compass. You can always find your car. My wife's hopeless, right?
Yeah.
But we have that. But once it's gone, oh my god.
Yeah.
You think you know. You generally do know. Okay. So
there's not even any boats at this stage. I was just like, what's going on? So I just kept paddling and sort of laughing and going, I don't even know if I'm going the right direction. And
so it's a smog, like a...
Yeah, thick smog, just from the fires. And, ended up sort of finding my bearings and a headland appeared and what I thought was a headland, it ended up being an island and I was way offshore and I was like... So I just had to sort of plot my way along like that and just till I got myself around. But the time that I was, paddling at night, it was, it was clear and... But yeah, night times, that's just something different, you know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, when we ran around the island, because it was so hot, like one of the guys, Christian, he'd done over 170 ultra marathons in his life, and he was nearly going to quit after the first 25 k's.
Too hot, really?
Just way too hot. Yeah. We were just burning up and stealing ice from shops along the way that were out the front and just putting them down our pants and had ice bags on our heads and drinking coconuts and pineapples and everything we could just try and stay hydrated, and it's just, just waiting for that night time to come so we could keep going. And for me, I'd gone past the point, like that was really, I guess, the first test to see how I was emotionally from my past. And, I got to this point, I was 6K out from finishing and my body completely shut down and I was just standing on the sidewalk, just swaying like a tree in the wind, just couldn't move. And for 20 minutes, these guys tried to get me going and I was having gels, I was having caps, I was having everything just to try and boost me up, and energy drinks, Coke, Red Bulls. I was having a lot. I should have just been running along, and my body just completely shut down and, I couldn't move at all. I was only 6K short from finishing, I was at a place where I'd been so many times that I could see it and I was like, I've just got to get down there, in my mind, like I was still healthy and happy and going, just get there, but my body was completely shut down, and
it was trying to protect you, perhaps.
Yeah,
no, mate.
Yeah,
you're
definitely
close to death, perhaps. Yeah,
I'd sit down and have a little rest. I'd get back up. Yeah, for 20 minutes we tried to keep on going, and I couldn't move, and I thought that's it. But I wasn't disappointed with what I'd done because I'd beaten my mind. and nothing from the past that had come up. And if it was going to, it definitely would have been then, because obviously that was the lowest and the most physical pain I could ever be in my life. And so I fell in the car and got taken home, and I got up 6 hours later, and it was still on, because this was a 3-day challenge I'd set myself, and it was still day 3. So I asked my mate Christian, I said, look, you need to take me back to where I'd stopped. He's like, why is that? And I said, I was going to finish this, and as much pain as I was in, I knew that I was able to slowly move. So for me to not finish it would have been more painful than trying to get through it, And so I went back out there and, hat backwards, flip-flops on, and finished that thing that I started at, and got it done.
Was that before your Cooley to Bondi challenge?
That was after.
After.
That was last year, yeah. So the one this year that I'm doing, which I head up to Noosa tonight to start with, I've got this 1950s tyre rickshaw bike,
right,
and which I've just been doing up, and it's all wobbly and doesn't really have brakes or anything like that, and it weighs about 120 kilos. So I'll take that up to Noosa, and I'll ride from Noosa to Surfers Paradise, which is 230 kilometres.
So it's got pedals. It's not like the running rickshaw.
No. It's a bike one, okay. 3-wheeler with a seat in the back where you take your passengers.
What sort of cranks? I'm imagining ones. Remember the old cranks that would take your ankles off?
Oh yeah, it's absolutely the worst. And my heels hit the back because they're for Asian people who are, I'm 6'3", Asian people are about 5 foot or less, so they've got small feet, so they're designed for them. So I pretty much got to pedal this thing on my heels, not on the balls of my feet, so that's a bit different as is. But I'll take 2 days and I'll try and I'll ride to Surfers Paradise, and then on Saturday I'm...
So down the highway or
I'll be off
whatever
and on,
roads?
Yeah, whatever road I can just to get along. But I've got to push it up every hill because there's no gears on the thing.
Support crew?
No support crew, no.
I love you. This is good, mate. So you got GoProing it and Facebooking it?
Yeah, I'll do all that sort of stuff along the way, just cruise along. I'm inviting people to come and ride with me, and the whole thing of the pedal part, it's pedal against child abuse. That part is so. It's about breaking the cycle, and I'm just going to get my audience to share tools of how they broke their cycle, and I'll be speaking to people about breaking mine and what they can do. And then on the Saturday, I'm pushing a car, thanks to Bruce Linton.
Oh, yeah.
They give me a Tata ute, which is, like a big dual cab ute. This weighs about 3 tonne. So I'm pushing that from Surfers Paradise to Coolangatta, which is about 30 kilometres.
Who's steering it? Please say a meter maid, please.
No, just a very light female is steering it. But, so I'll push that along there, and, for me, that's...
Have you pushed one before?
I haven't pushed one before.
That's a whole new...
Oh, yeah, but it's funny. Someone had a crash out the front of my house. Well, that's not funny, but they were all right. But they had this little crash out the front of my house about a week ago, and I had to actually push the car off the middle of the road to the side of the road, and I was like, oh, yeah, this isn't too bad. This is how it'll be, So it was like, oh, God.
No, it'll be like your paddle. There'll be all new muscles. There'll be new muscle. There'll be new blisters in weird spots.
Yeah, look, I'm inviting people to come along with me and push along with me as well. And
it sounds fun, mate.
Yeah, look, people will get on board for sure. And I've got a police escort, so we're pushing straight down the Gold Coast Highway.
And what date is that again? Just so I can go over it again.
That's Saturday the 7th.
Saturday the 7th. And now, where does everyone find you on Facebook and?
Yeah, so you can just find me just Damien Rider for my personal page, or Damien Rider Athlete on my athlete page, or Child Abuse Awareness Week. Everything will be posted up there. And
you do it all yourself?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I've got a girl that helps me, Melissa Melrose, so she's just come on board, which is, taken a lot of pressure off me for time-wise, it's a full-time job just trying to deal with the social media, and, because I reply to everyone's comments and everyone's who messages me, there's no automated person, and she doesn't reply for me. I do it all myself, and so that takes up a bit of time. Plus organising these events, plus designing sports apparel and stuff that I need to try and make a buck as well, because I don't really get paid to do any of this.
Okay,
it sort of just costs me, but this is what I've chosen to do, so I'll wear those costs, just to do what I believe in. And
excellent. So, hey, can I ask you, when you get someone else who has had child abuse, how do I say, growing up, and I see what you're doing. You want to break the cycle in your mind. Okay, you just can't live like this anymore. So you've found a way. You finally, found a way to get out of this and get your mind clear of all that. Now you've got you're doing all this for child abuse. What's it like then when other people try and tell their story to you? Because it wouldn't be necessarily a natural thing at the same time. It's not like you're not like a child psychologist. You're not actually built for it like all of us.
No.
All of a sudden, you're the voice for it. You're doing yourself this great service and everyone else, right? Or I mean to say. But then what's it like when people try and tell you their story? Is it very tough, to actually, what do you...
Look, because I don't have any emotional attachment to my past, I don't take on I don't take the emotion on from what they're telling me. I try and just stay above. Of course, I feel for every one of the stories that come through, but, I just try and teach them how to just keep moving forward, really, and just get them to think just a little bit differently about how they're living life and why they're still stuck in that rut and why they keep thinking about it. And like I said, it's just that twist in your mind, and still everyone thinks it's so dramatic that you need to make these massive changes in your life and you need to be this completely different person. You need to show people that you're this different person, but it's not really the case, It's just about living your life, but just having that twist on the inside of why you're doing it now, instead of this is why I can't get ahead and this is why this happened and why me. Everyone lives that life backwards, and it's so powerful backwards, so it's pretty hard to move forward. And, they find themselves trying to do all sorts of things and little projects along the way that kind of go to a dead end, whether they succeed at them or not, and then they'll start another one, then that'll stop, and they go to another one, then that'll stop. And so nothing's really strong moving forward. The only strong thing is what's happened behind them. So if they focus on something that's strong ahead, like their why moving ahead, this is why I need to buy a car so I can keep, so whatever they're doing, it flows on and keeps on moving forward, so they can have heaps of little projects, but it's why you're doing this project to head towards your end goal. And, as people go, well, I don't know what my goal is. And it's like, well, no one really knows what their end goal is until they're dead. Everyone's got to keep on living. So all you've got to do is have milestones that you chip off along the way and keep moving ahead, and just be proud of reaching those milestones and just keep moving ahead to that goal that you don't even know what it is. You just got to keep moving towards that goal as best you can and have everything marry up so it moves into it. Nothing goes in a straight line. It's, wiggly all over the place where you're going to, and you don't know what's coming ahead, like at any moment, where it's going to stop those things. So it's just about adjusting and just accepting that's what's happened, and be able to keep on moving ahead. Do you divert off to one of your other little projects that's going to keep you moving ahead at this time, or do you just roll straight over top and stand your ground and keep going forward? But the main thing is having that why you are moving forward stronger than what's happening here from behind,
What about you would know, I'm sure, the importance of fitness to a good yeah. Have you ever gone? I used to race sprint cars.
Oh yes.
So I lived on the Gold Coast, and then I'd go to places like bad example, Mount Gambier down in or Virginia at South Australia a lot.
Yep.
And those places, man, everyone's overweight. On the Gold Coast here, we're all pretty much going to the beach a lot. We're all in the gyms.
Yeah,
we're in a pretty
lifestyle,
But people, you forget just how out of shape and potentially unhappy a lot of people are around the country.
Yeah,
I could, with someone as fit as you, and then you may come across someone who has this bad, they're stuck in this hole. They've had this bad upbringing. These bad things have happened to them. I bet you go, you need to, firstly, let's look at how you feel about yourself.